Okay, just to finish up tidbit number 2, I would also say to really think about and focus on an oldie but a goodie. Pick your battles. Pick and choose your battles. What can you ignore and what has to be addressed? Now, if it's only irritating you, it is not disrupting the learning of others, it's not causing anybody any hurt, harm, danger, or fear, try your best to ignore it. I have a prime example for you. When I started teaching 4th grade again, or 5th grade, one of them, there was a kid in there, and he was beating on the desk. And he was beating, and he wouldn't stop. He would not stop because he was pushing my buttons. He wanted to see how far he could go. I continued teaching, and it was hard. Let me tell you, it was hard because I was getting upset. Who wouldn't? You're teaching and this kid is beating. It got to the point where the students were like, stop. Can't you see she's trying to teach? Why don't you listen? And he just continued the beating to the point where at that, I had to call an administrator to come and help, and they removed him from the class. And later on, I told him, hey, you're always welcome to come back, but you can't disrupt the learning of others. And even when he was doing all that beating and it was getting on my nerves, and I had every right, I feel like, to address it in a negative manner, I didn't. I kept right on teaching. What happened later was that he came and he apologized to me. He said he was sorry. Now, he said it off to the side where none of the other kids heard, but he apologized. The battle was won, and I won it. After that, I didn't have any issues out of that student, not as severe as that. But you have to decide what's worth the argument, because you know what's going to happen. Like I told you earlier, their peers are what matters. If you embarrass a student in front of their peers, trust me, they're going to do whatever it takes to make you look worse. They might even try to fight you in this day and age. And there's always somebody with their phone recording. So don't give them a show. Pick and choose your battles. Decide what you're going to ignore. If it is not disrupting the learning of others, it is not hurting anybody, harming anybody, putting anybody in any danger or fear, ignore it as best you can. Now, when it gets to the point like this kid was beating until the children were saying something to him, well then, I had to call administration, because at that point, it was disrupting the learning of others. Our goal each day when we come in there is to teach and to help other kids learn. And if one is stopping that from happening, then we got to sacrifice that one for the sake of the others. I think you get what I mean. But that's a piggyback off of tidbit number 2. I guess maybe it could be a tidbit number 3 all by itself. Pick and choose your battles. You'll be glad you did. And you're welcome.